Hi Reddit, recapped here. Today we are going to tell you a collection of stories titled What are the most hurtful things your parents have ever told you? Enjoy our community's stories. As always, stay safe and take care. Let me start. My mom has offered plastic surgery, eyes, nose, to me multiple times. When I was 15, she told me my boobs were too small, and it makes me look bad in clothes. When I was 16, we had a fancy event to go to and I wanted to buy a dress, but she forced me to buy pants because apparently, my thighs were too fat. I was 5 feet 5 inches 120 pounds. In general, when we went shopping together, she made me buy clothes that were 1 to 2 sizes too big. If I bought a sleeveless top or short shorts, she would say, "Why did you buy that? You're too fat to wear it." I started working out excessively in college due to these demeaning comments, and then she told me that I was too buff. I was still the same height/weight. I'm Korean by nationality, and my dad constantly guilt trips me for being too whitewashed. He always says, "You're not American. You're Korean and you always will be. No one in America will ever accept you." My mother told me that my boyfriend will spend all my hard-earned money on golfing and shopping and traveling, just based on the fact that he isn't rich and from a middle-class family. Just yesterday she told me that she and my dad regret permitting me to receive so much of my formal education in the United States, and that I am to blame for their reluctance to do the same with my other siblings. She explicitly said it's your fault that your siblings will not get the same opportunities as you. I'm sure you all have worse stories. After finally being able to stand up for myself after a lifetime of abuse, physical and emotional. Allow me to clarify. My mom found it to be a fun sport to do everything in her power to humiliate me as a child, and then beat me into submission. Once I hit my early teens, I was finally physically able to stand up for myself, and at a defining moment, I freed myself. Not too long after she was unable to physically abuse me, she told me that I will be the reason why she and my father will become divorced. It was no secret to me or any close family friends, she did not want me. Despite all the outward showmanship she committed to, so outsiders had no idea what was going on. It was very obvious how little a son felt unsafe with his mother. So that is one of the many hurtful things said to me by my mother. Another fun childhood memory was when she had a bad day at work and decided to throw a pot at my head when I came home from school. Was in elementary school. It hit me, and we both hit the ground. Despite my forehead's best attempt, the pot did not make it safely down to the ground after making contact. Somehow it dented, and of course that was my fault, smiley face. So she then tells me, essentially, I am the reason my family is unable to have nice things, and proceeds to break her large wooden spoon over my back, which then resulted in her throwing another pan at me for breaking the spoon. This was a fun childhood, and it should have been obvious to my mom why I emancipated myself, moved out, and never returned. Her best friend, well, ex-best friend to the credit of the ex-best friend, told her, "You are the reason your son moved to California," and never spoke to her again. My mother told me I was a monster and psychopath and threatened to take me to a therapist who would force me to show my real self. And then have me locked away forever when they saw what I was really like. The incident that spawned this comment was that I was 12 and uncomfortable with my mom putting her hand on my inner thigh in the car, and I moved my leg away. It left me with a lifelong terror of therapists. Even though I know that's not how the system works, even though I've now had 3 mental health professionals tell me directly that I don't have a personality disorder, I'm so anxious about speaking to anyone that I end up doing myself damage every time I attempt to get help. This marks the end of the collection of stories titled What are the most hurtful things your parents have ever told you? I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe to see more videos like this. Turn on your notifications and leave a comment to help the channel grow.